Welcome to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. I'm Lynn Allum, joined by my co-host Don Clegg. We are in Erie, Pennsylvania on a little bit of a cold, rainy day, but it's always sunny when there's NCAA basketball to be played. So Don, this isn't our first rodeo. Tell us a little bit from a historical perspective, West Liberty in the NCAA tournament.
Okay, well, historically, West Liberty has been just a perennial participant in the NCAA tournament. In fact, this is our 15th straight NCAA tournament trip, 16th overall. We're 34-14 in NCAA tournament play, which is one of the top 10 records of any NCAA Division II team. Now, the 15 straight tournament trips tied. This is our 15th straight. It tied a 50-plus-year-old record set by Assumption, Mass, back in like 63 to 77. That's the longest streak in NCAA Division II history.
So again, we're not strangers to this, but we are a little bit strangers to Millersville. So
yes,
tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Millersville, school from the PSAC East Division. We hardly ever run across them. In fact, this is only the third time we've ever played them, and it's the first time in about 15 years. I went back in the record books. First time we played them, December 1st, 1990, which was before you were even here at West Liberty, and lost that one, and then haven't played them again until I think played them in a New Year's tournament at Wheeling in 2009, and that's it. We split with them and all, but obviously those games have nothing to do with tonight's game.
Tell us a little bit about how important pace is to West Liberty's success.
Well, our West Liberty fans obviously know that running Hilltoppers like to run, they like to score, they like to score in bunches. We've scored 100 or more points 237 times over the last 14 seasons. And when we score 100 points, that's a pretty good number for us, because in those 237 games, we are 230-7. So you want to see that third digit flash up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's almost amazing to be 230-7, no matter what you're doing,
Exactly.
let alone
Yes.
NCAA Division II basketball. And for the viewers out there that really hasn't tuned in yet about the format of this tournament, I quickly want to go over that again. Gannon is the #1 seed. They were pretty much #1 in all of the previous rankings. They won the PSAC tournament. But either fortunately or unfortunately for Gannon, their women's team had a similar type season, so they are both #1 seeds. Well, it's not logistically possible for pretty much any school to host two 8-team tournaments at the same time. There's just not enough time for shoot-arounds and 1,000 other things. So what the NCAA does in that situation, they go to sub-regionals. They divide the bracket in half. On the men's side, Gannon is hosting here with 3 other teams. Cal PA, who is the #2 seed. They are at Cal playing today with 3 other MEC schools there with them as well. The Gannon women are #1, they're here. And then MEC regular season and conference champion Fairmont is hosting the sub-regional on the women's side. You play the 2 days, there will be 2 teams left. The highest seeded team now will host the championship game. So a little bit of a different format for me, because I made my living on the women's side. It's kind of cool because I get to watch women's game and men's games. The only downside, in my opinion, to this format is there's not 8 men's teams here, so it doesn't have quite the feel that you're in an NCAA tournament. Usually you're in a host hotel, almost all the teams are there.
Right.
You're seeing teams come and go.
Yes.
You're catching up with old friends and things. And just to add one more layer to this, Gannon's longtime facility, the Hammermill,
Right.
is under renovations. They're going to do a massive renovation to that. So we're actually at Erie Prep, which is a high school gym. But before you go, geez, how can they play an NCAA regional in a high school gym? It's actually a really impressive high school gym. So any other thoughts on today before we bring Coach Howard on?
No, not really. But we look at Millersville, a lot of similarities between the two teams. Record-wise, I think we're 25-6. They're 24-6. One note that stood out to me: we talked about Gannon being #1 pretty much in the region throughout the year. Millersville's signature win this year is they beat Gannon back in December, and they beat Gannon by 20-some points. Now the rematch, Gannon beat them by 20-some points. But this is a quality Millersville team that we're playing tonight.
Well, I think it's been a pretty deep region.
Yes.
Even teams such as IUP, Fairmont, perennial powers that are in this tournament almost every single year, they didn't have awful seasons.
No.
And they didn't even earn the right to be here. So
Yes.
It's a top-heavy regional. I think if you would go and talk to a lot of the basketball people, there's a lot of discussion who could possibly come out of here standing.
No doubt. Yeah, and this pond and the one down in California, we literally have no idea who's coming out.
Well, that's going to wrap up this segment of Inside Hilltopper Athletics. We'll be joined by head coach Ben Hallett as they prepare to go to shoot around. Please join us here tonight. If not, remember, you can watch the stream, but for the first year ever, it's got a paywall. You are going to have to subscribe and pay to view the action. I do believe you can follow live stats, but this should be a good one. We're excited. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Inside Hilltopper Athletics. We're at the NCAA Regional in Erie, PA, and we're now joined by head coach Ben Hallett. Coach, we spoke to a little bit yesterday. I know you're getting prepared to go to shoot around, but just quickly tell us, what do we know about Millersville?
Yeah, I know we discussed their two big guys, Matt Day and Drew Stover. Obviously got our undivided attention. They've got some other all-conference PSAC guards, and not the deepest of teams, so that's something that we've looked at. But again, they play really good half-court defense, and that's kind of their MO. They're very good defensively. We've got our hands full, though. We've got to come out and play well and try to force tempo on these guys. I think it's a contrasting style of play. I think they're more in the half court. We don't want to obviously have numerous possessions in the game. So it should be a good game, and I hope our guys are ready.
Well, I did see where they average almost 80 points a game. So do they selectively run, or are they trying to run and get a shot and then get in a half court set?
Yeah, I think if they have something in transition, they'll take it. We've obviously got to watch them play Gannon, who runs a similar style of play to us. So if they have something in transition, they'll take it. If not, they're going to run offense and really power post. I think those two guys are really good in the post. So that's something that has got our undivided attention, and we really need to dial down and guard the post well.
Okay, well, we're taping this now. It's about 10:15 on Friday morning. Game is until 7:30. You're getting ready to go to the shoot around. Obviously, you've been through this dozens of times. But what actually goes on at a morning shoot around on an NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think for us, it's getting the lay of the land. It's being on the court for the first time, and we have our guys dribble, we have our guys stretch, and then for us, we're pretty loose with shoot arounds. We get a ton of shots in, and just make sure we are dialed in our game plan. And today we'll get 27 minutes, so it's really important for us, being in an arena we haven't been in here, since yesterday. We've been in here one time, to get as many shots up as we can and just feel good about ourselves.
Health-wise, everybody good, ready to go for the night?
As far as I know, the only person sick's me. I'm sick to my stomach. I always get like this before games, but as far as the team, we're in good spirits, we're healthy, and I think we're ready to go.
What's the rest of the day look like?
We're gonna go eat as a team, and then we'll go back to the hotel, maybe watch a little bit more tape on Millersville, and just kind of rest, kind of relax. We've got the whole day to kind of get ready for the game, and just make sure we're locked in, ready to go at 7:30.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. Go to shoot around, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, guys.
That wraps up this segment of Inside Hilltopper Athletics.